A very good day, everyone. This is Ankita Arora from Study Made Easy, engaged in teaching deeply ITC as well as taking board group mentoring. Now, I was literally not feeling well. Ki last day, tomorrow I have yesterday I have recorded the video and that was not at all giving a good sound quality. And मुझे satisfaction नहीं मिल रहा था ऐसी quality देख के. So I just woke up. It's 4:30 a.m. and I'm just मुझे नहीं अच्छा लगा even though at this point of time ITC questions I might find it would be only 10-20 students जिनको शायद benefit करे but okay even a single student would get benefited I'm okay with that but I'm not okay giving such kind of quality. So हम उसे फिर से रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हैं क्विकली इन 1 hour आई विल बी कंप्लीटिंग एवरीथिंग बिकॉज अभी ज्यादा रीड वीड करने का है नहीं आई विल बी एक्सप्लेनिंग एवरीथिंग अबाउट दैट थिंग्स टू यू नाउ. Understand one thing when it comes to ITC, when it comes to your chapter that is input tax credit, you should understand one thing that is it is not only about ITC, it is about value of supply, it is about place of supply, it is about time of supply, it is about your supply chapter, it is about SEZ ka concept, zero rated concept. That means it's not just one question, it is about mega exemption, it is about all the topics like value of supply that you have done. So it is a cluster, it is a combination of all those topics. Now my first question is, my first suggestion is if somewhere you find you are unable to solve the question, so at least क्या करो, you check the question breakage wise, मतलब break कर करके question को check करो and whatever provisions are possible for you to apply in the question, at least write down that provisions and write down the conclusion with respect to that provision. Out of 14, how much I will be fetching from that? Out of 14, even if you fetch 4, if you are landing at 36, it would give you 40. If you are landing at 56, it will give you exemption. Are you getting? Leaving a question has no sense. Instead, at least cover whatever you can so that it would be beneficial for you. Now, this question is related to rule number 43. Rule number 43 is about what? Rule number 43 is about capital goods related ITC. It is about capital goods related ITC. Now, in this question, this is the date. सबसे पहले in any question you have to check where the person is registered. What is the relevance? This will help you to identify the place of supply. So always with a question, regardless of any other thing, first step should be you have to check where the person is registered. So the person is registered in Uttar Pradesh. Now this person has three products: alpha, beta, gamma. Previously, gamma was exempt supply. Previously, gamma was a product that was exempt, but on 1st of October 2020, there was a notification due to which gamma is now taxable and beta is exempt. This has been given in question. Now, you have to understand if a capital goods you have purchased that was purchased exclusively for exempt purpose, in such a case as per rule number 43, when it is exclusively for exempt purpose, the time you have purchased that goods, you would not be having anything in your electronic credit ledger. कोई भी आईटीसी आपका इलेक्ट्रॉनिक क्रेडिट लेजर में एंटर हुआ ही नहीं होगा बिकॉज इट वाज एक्सक्लूसिवली फॉर एग्जाम सप्लाई. Then when you purchase a capital goods for exclusively taxable purpose, that will go in the electronic credit ledger. That means whatever tax you have paid, that will go in the electronic credit ledger. Now, my capital good was exclusively purchased for exempt supply, but later on, what happened? Later on, this capital goods was used not only for exempt supply but for taxable supply also. But when a capital good is used for taxable supply, then that means you can avail ITC on that. You can avail ITC on that. And for availing ITC, it should go to the electronic credit ledger, right? So it should go to the electronic credit ledger. In such a case, what will happen? Ma'am, we have purchased it in suppose 2010 and in 2013, my capital goods are used for both the purpose that is your exempt as well as taxable purpose. So as per the GST Act, they say suppose 90,000 was eligible for credit at that time. You have paid taxes 90,000 at that time. So just add 90,000 to your electronic credit ledger. But ma'am, how it is possible? This was 2010 and this was 2013. Why we are adding 90,000? We should subtract 5% per quarter and part of the quarter, because that is an ineligible credit now. So they say you add to the electronic credit ledger 90,000, and whatever is the 5% per quarter or part of the quarter, you should add it to the output tax liability. So it will net it off, ma'am. How it will net it off? Imagine this balance sheet. This is the liability. This is asset. Now you are having asset as 90,000 because you have credited 90,000 based on 2010 ka input tax credit that you have paid. But if I increase the output tax liability, when 54,000, I'm thinking because the same figure has been used in your this question. So if this 50,000 you are just putting here 54,000 as a liability, it will net off. ये क्या हो जाएगा? Net off हो जाएगा. तो similar way में you have to do the concept of this question. Now in this question they have purchased on the date of notification, that is 1st of October 2020. They have purchased machinery. This was the machinery U, machinery V and W. They have purchased a machinery. So this three machineries were purchased on the same day when the notification came, and gamma and beta got exempt. Now, on this date, they have purchased the machinery for all three products. That means for exempt as well as taxable purpose, this machinery will be used. So, would I credit this 36,000 in my electronic credit ledger in the month of October? Because in the question they want for the month of October, you have to calculate whatever would be credited to your electronic credit ledger. Yes, I will obviously be adding it. I will obviously be adding. Why? Because it is used. This is purchased in October, yes, and this is for all the three purpose. So taxable as well as exempt. So my 36,000 will be credited to my electronic credit ledger in that month only. The machine they have purchased only for the purpose of alpha, and alpha is exclusively taxable. So obviously I will get credit. This will also be credited to your electronic credit ledger in the month of October. Then what about W? W exclusively for beta, and beta now exempt. For exempt purpose, we will not credit it because this machine is exclusively used for the exempt purpose. Then they have certain machine that is X, Y, Z. Earlier they have purchased it and now the usage changed due to that notification. They have purchased it 3 years earlier from this date. They have purchased this 4 years earlier from this date, 2 years earlier from this date, but now the usage has changed. So based on usage, I would be either required to do the reversal of the ITC, or I have to take ITC, subtract by 5% per month, part of per quarter, part of the quarter. Remember, just now I have told you have to add that in your output tax liability. Same as the concept. So this is X that was purchased 3 years earlier. That is what for being exclusively used in the manufacturing product gamma. It was exclusively for gamma. That means at that time when it was purchased for exclusively exempt purpose. However, now it is used for beta also. So now when it is used for beta, beta is exempt. But now gamma got taxable because they have said ki now it is used for this also. Also means it is now used for gamma as well as beta both. Now it is used for gamma as well as beta both. That means this 90,000 to be added to my electronic credit ledger. When now, when it was purchased, it was for only exempt supplies. So it was not credited in the electronic credit ledger in the October month. So now I will add this 90,000 to the credit for sure, and 90,000 to the credit, but 5% per quarter, part of the quarter. You have to count the quarters. 3 years are there, so how many quarters are there? Based on the quarter, you will find 54,000 needs reversal, and this I will add to my output tax liability. 90,000 will be added to the credit ledger in October, and 54,000 will be added to my output tax liability. Can I show you? Yes, see, 36,000, as I said, you V 18 that we have just discussed. W will not be added because it is exclusively for exempt supplies. By XMA 90,000 I have added because now it is eligible for ITC. But at the same time, see what I have done at the same time, this 54,000 is what credit that I have to reverse. 54,000 from machinery extra I have reversed that credit that I have added to your liability, that I have added to your tax liability. Then what is the rest question is all about. Now machinery Y. This machinery Y has been purchased 4 years ago exclusively for beta only. At that time it was taxable. At that time beta was taxable and it was purchased for beta only. In such a case what you will do, you would not do anything because already at that time, that is when it was purchased, this 72,000 would have already been credited to your electronic credit ledger. Now is the question of 2 years back, Z was purchased, was used for all three products. Again, already 54,000 would have been added because previously also it was used for exempt purpose. So 54,000 being the common credit, this being the common credit have already been what? This being the common credit has already been, not this being the common credit has already been credited to your electronic credit ledger. Now talking about this raw material that has been purchased in the month of October, alpha, beta, gamma. Now beta is exempt, right? Beta is now exempt. So you will not get any ITC on this, but you will get ITC on both of this that will be credited to your electronic credit ledger. On same phase, all these things have been credited to your electronic credit ledger. See, alpha ka credit has been there, gamma ka credit has been there. These were already credited at the time when they already been credited when they were purchased. So we are not adding it to the October month ka ITC, and this is your electronic credit ledger में credited ITC. Now understand one thing, when institute asks question like this, that means they have divided the question. Question number one is what is to be credited to electronic credit ledger, and what would be your common credit, what would be the exempt taker per common credit, and what you have to pay. So suppose the question is of 8 marks. Suppose the question is what? Question is of 8 marks. In such a case, remember one thing, if it is 2 marks, 2 marks, 2 marks, you cannot expect a stepwise marking. Why? If your answer here is wrong, all the answers will be wrong because the answer is dependent on this. Answer will be dependent. So if they are dependent answer and they have divided it into 2 marks, you cannot expect a stepwise marking because 2 marks may say they will not allow you any stepwise marking. Your answer has to be correct. However, if this was not this is not this, they have not given this question. They have directly given what is to be paid from electronic cash ledger. Even they ask this question, what is from the electronic cash ledger, and now it is of 8 marks per question. But remember one thing, steps are same. For calculation of this, you have to follow all these steps. But here from 8 marks, you will get stepwise marking because this is a 8 marks question. But in 2 marks question, you cannot get any stepwise marking. So you have to be very cautious about this thing. You have to be what? Various questions while solving this kind of question. So first of all, I have calculated my credit to the electronic credit ledger. Now second, they have asked what is common credit. In the second question, what is the common credit? So tell me now, can you identify, is it a common credit? Is it used for both the purposes? Is it machinery you use for taxable as well as exempt supply? If yes, that it is also common credit. Is machinery we use for both the purpose? Check it out. Machinery U, yes, it is for three purpose, it is common credit. It is for both the purpose, that is alpha gamma, it is common credit. This was used exclusively for exempt supply, it is not common credit. Now this 90,000 that you have added, why you have added? Because it was used for the both the purpose, so yes, it is common credit. Then about this 72,000 that is purchased some year ago, that is only for gamma. It is only for taxable supplies, it is not common credit. Here again for three product it is common credit. So let us see whether we are correct. See, yes, we are absolutely correct. 36,000, 90,000, 72 and 54, all those credits that are used for the common purpose. So this is nothing. This is your common credit. Now, would I get entire 2,52,000 ka common credit? No, ma'am. You have to divide it by 60,000. 60 months, because per month we will get this. Are you sure we will get per month 4,200? No, ma'am. Some reversal is required every time when you have common credit. Remember, every time when you have common credit, you would be having reversal. So every time you would be having common credit, you would be having reversal, and that reversal you have to do based on your exempt supply. Now, how can I calculate the exempt supply? Remember, now your beta is exempt. So check it out, the turnover they have given. Yes, they have given the turnover here. This would be the total turnover of 25 lakh, and your beta ka turnover is 10 lakh. So when my total turnover is itna, there is nothing but a unitary factor. When total turnover is itna, I have overall ITC, that is 4,200 per month. ITC 4,200. So when my total turnover is itna, what would be my ITC? So ये exempt supply का you will get ITC, and in this way you will get the reversal over here. This reversal will be added to your output tax liability, and that 54,000 ka reversal, you remember, that was on your uh, machinery X, that we have added 90,000 and reversal of 54,000 needed. So that reversal we have added over here. And other than this, whatever is my tax liability, on alpha, my tax liability on sale of gamma, this is my entire total liability. So when it comes to calculating output tax liability, how you will calculate? You will calculate the output tax liability on forward mechanism. You will calculate output tax liability due to reverse mechanism. You will calculate output tax liability due to reversal. Remember, in a question, all these three things will form your output tax liability. Now, when it is about ITC, again in case of ITC, you have to check what ITC is available, whatever is credited to electronic credit ledger, plus whatever you have paid as per RCM. You have paid as per RCM, that will be here in your input tax liability. Ma'am, if it is common credit, in common credit there would be reversal, and in common credit always check for exempt nature ka supply. So this is the question number 1. Now in this question, that is illustration 27, they are talking about the refund related things. What is refund? See, you know, if you export something, export may you can claim the refund of ITC. And even if it is inverted duty structure, ITC ka refund could be claimed, because these are the two cases where you can claim the refund. Two cases where you can claim the refund. These are the two cases where you can claim refund, that is export as well as ITC. Export as well as inverted duty structure. Now, suppose these are the 10,000 unit I have manufactured and I sell it for 400 rupees. But out of 10,000, 8,000 I do export and 2,000 is sold in domestic market. And when I have purchased raw material for this 10,000, suppose the raw material was 3 lakh rupees ka 3 lakh ka tax I have paid on purchase of this raw material. 3 lakh ka tax I have purchased on this raw material. Now, when you purchase 3 lakh ka tax, obviously ITC you have been credited for 3 lakh in your electronic credit ledger. But am I able to claim entire 3 lakh ka ITC? No. Why? Because when you do export, and that too without payment of your tax, you cannot claim the input tax credit. You cannot avail the input tax credit, right? So यहाँ पे in case of 2,000, when I am doing domestic nature का supply, here I can claim the ITC. 2,000 units I am selling for 400, and my ITC rate is 12%. So that I can claim. 96,000 I can claim as ITC. So 3 lakh minus 96,000, that means whatever is left in my input tax credit is 2 lakh 4,000. But ma'am, how much I can claim the refund? See, you are eligible for refund, and for refund claiming, you should check one thing. When my total turnover is this, my overall ITC is this, and when my export turnover is this, how much will be my ITC? And whatever ITC related to your export, whatever ITC is related to your export, you can claim it. So see, they have done this, my total turnover is 3 lakh, so my ITC is 3 lakh. When my export turnover is 32 lakh, what is the ITC? This much is the ITC. This is possible for refund. But you have already utilized 96,000. The maximum refund that you can claim is 2 lakh 4,000. I hope that you have understood pretty well. So this was the question that I have picked with respect to the refund. Could be asked in 3 marks, 4 marks. So I have just kept it in my list. Now, second is related to voluntary registration. Remember, in case of voluntary registration, whatever input or whatever input services for whatever for input or input services you would have paid immediately before the date of registration के just पहले जो भी input है तुम्हारे पास whether semi finished goods है finished goods है or it is raw material or for the services that you have paid you can claim the ITC. You can claim what ITC for that just immediately before input immediately before the date of registration. If I have capital goods immediately before the date of registration for which I have paid, in case of voluntary registration, you are ineligible to claim ITC on capital goods. You are ineligible to claim ITC on capital goods. That means, first of all, for voluntary registration, remember you can claim only for input. Second thing, this input related invoice that you have that means you have purchased earlier. This invoice should not be older than 1 year. This invoice should not be older than 1 year. I'm a little bit unwell. Sorry. Yeah. So this should not be older than 1 year. That you have to remember. So first of all, capital goods ka input I would not get. Invoice that is older than 1 year, I would not get the ITC of that. So these two things that you have to remember, and date should not be when you applied for voluntary registration. It should be registration date immediately. Just before the registration date, whatever you are having, remember before the registration date what you are having. Now, in this case, they want me to calculate the tax liability in case of voluntary registration. So, in case of voluntary registration, what they want me to calculate the tax liability. So, what is the tax liability? See, CGST, SGST liability for the month of September is 24. So, my output tax liability is 24,000. Now, would I get any credit of this? This is the date that is just before my registration date, and they say कि all the stock are there on 24th of September. You have all the input and capital goods on 24th September. So yes, this is just before the registration date as well as the invoice is not older than 1 year. I will get the input of this. Input received here also, that is again July, and this July is for semi-finished goods. Yes, I get the ITC for semi-finished goods also. And again, invoice is not older than 1 year. The invoice is not older than 1 year. Again, I will get this thing. When it is finished goods, is it older than 1 year? 2021. Now this is 2020. It should have been it is actually 1 year older. So as I was really goods ka ITC also input also, but the invoice is older than 1 year. I cannot claim this ITC. Ma'am, this input purchased in this year only, that is September 13. Yes, I am eligible for ITC for IGST for this. IGST is put in the column of IGST. Do not forget this thing. If it is IGST, put in the column of IGST. Ma'am, what about the capital goods? No, you are not supposed to take capital goods. So see, they have taken input received. Why they have not taken this 2 lakh? Remember, this 2 lakh wala was 1 year older, so this could not be taken as input. Ma'am, this yes, it was possible for the input and capital goods, not again because capital goods pay you cannot claim in voluntary registration. There is no provision to take input. My output tax liability was this, and my input was this. Can I utilize first of all IGST for CGST purpose? Yes, you can utilize the IGST balance for CGST. Then whatever left is after 24,000, whatever you have to pay, what is left, 12,000 ka you have how much credit? 12,000 ka credit of CGST I have utilized, and for SGST 12,000 ka credit has been utilized. This completes your question. Now this is a question related to input service distributor. Input service distributor may remember one thing. Point number one. Will I be distributing specific IPC? That means specific unit has taken that service and it belongs only to specific unit? No. Specific unit ka ITC will be for specific unit only. Second, would I distribute common credit? Yes, you will be distributing common credit. That means the service I am repeating again and again. Service has been used by two 4 units. So on the basis of the service has been utilized by 4 units, so 4 units pay you will be distributing ITC. Now the thing is, ma'am, how I will distribute this ITC on the basis of turnover? You have to distribute the ITC. Ma'am, would I distribute blocked credit? Yes, you have to distribute blocked credit, ineligible credit also. Fourth point, ma'am, I have goods, and this goods have been utilized by 4 units. Input have been utilized by 4 units. Would I be distributing the input? No, you cannot distribute the input ka credit. Why? Because ISD is only for distribution of input service. Whatever service that they have taken, only ITC with respect to that will be distributed. So you cannot distribute with respect to goods, ma'am. My HO is located in Maharashtra. This is Maharashtra. My HO is located, and my branch, one of the branch located in Pune, another branch is located in Kolkata. This is same state, and this is different state. I have CGST, I have SGST, I have IGST. When you will be distributing to Pune branch your CGST, SGST, whenever you will be distributing to Pune branch your CGST, your SGST, this will be CGST will be distributed as CGST. SGST will be distributed as SGST. IGST will be distributed as IGST. But when you are distributing to Kolkata branch, that is a different branch. Even CGST ka distribution will go in the form of IGST. SGST ka distribution will go in the form of IGST, and IGST in the form of IGST. These things you have to remember when it comes to your question with respect to input service distributor. Even an input service distributor registered under normal provisions, still it is required to take the separate registration for the purpose of input service distribution. Are you getting this thing? So this was a simple question where there are branches: Ganga Nagar branch, Madhugiri branch, Kosala branch, and this is the head office. They have given specific credits. These are the specific credit that belong to HO, and this is the specific credit that belong to Ganganagar branch. Now, some common credits have been given. Now, this common credit, can you see? They have distributed. Now, see, for Ganganagar branch, the ITC specific ITC is this. For Mumbai, specific ITC is this. Now, can you see Ganganagar branch is a separate, is a interstate branch. It is an interstate branch. So, are you getting specific ITCs, IGST, IGST, IGST? Why? Specific ITC, but still IGST, IGST. Why? Because when HO has distributed this, then HO will distribute this ITC, that is specific ITC, to this branch only. At HO, it was IGST, CGST, SGST, but when they will distribute, it is coming to be only IGST because it is interstate branch. This is with respect to your HO. Now, ma'am, common credit, whatever common credit on the basis of turnover you have distributed, can you check? Ganganagar is interstate branch, Madhugiri interstate branch, Kosala interstate branch, all has been distributed as IGST. This point you should remember, and always write working note in support of your answer. Now, this is a good question. In this question, there is Pune branch, Chennai branch, Kolkata, and Bengaluru branch. All this turnover has been given. This is the specific ITC. This is what the specific ITC. Now, remember, this HO is located in Mumbai. My head office is where? My head office is in Mumbai. So, when my head office will distribute to Pune branch, it can distribute like this: CGST distributed as CGST, SGST distributed as SGST, IGST distributed as IGST. Pune and Mumbai and same state. Kolkata, and Bangalore, in such a case, the distribution is in different states. So you have to check this thing that all the CGST, SGST will be distributed in form of IGST only. Now this is the ITC that we have to distribute. That is, it is 4,80,000 ka ITC I have to distribute on the basis of turnover. Now, what about ineligible ITC? That will also be distributed on same pace. When you will also be distributed. Now, input is used again. See, input is being used. I have told you, you cannot distribute the ITC with respect to input. So, no distribution of this ITC that is with respect to input in Pune and Kolkata. No, you cannot distribute. Then, is input service only used by Chennai and Bangalore branch? So, see, input has been used by only Chennai and Bangalore branch. So, I will be distributing the turnover, I will be using turnover of Chennai and Bangalore only, and I will distribute that ITC only to this two branch. I cannot distribute it to Kolkata branch because it has not used it. If you remember section number 16 ITC का क्या बोलता है? To claim the ITC, you should receive the goods. You should receive the service. So service is received by Chennai and Bangalore. So I will distribute only to Chennai and Bangalore. Understood this thing? So see, this is my Pune ka specific credit, the specific credit that is given for Pune. Can you see now it is IGST, CGST, SGST because Pune is in same state mein mera Pune. But when it comes to IGST of Chennai, Chennai is different state and specific credit of Chennai also distributed in form of IGST. I'm not going to the calculation because that I know ki turnover based calculation you would be able to do. But concept I'm explaining because this type of question when come you do the blunders and you lose your marks. Now eligible ITC that is input service for all the center. All centers eligible ITC 4,80,000. This was the eligible ITC for all the centers that I have distributed. Can you check? All are coming to be IGST. Why? Because you have distributed it to interstate branch and this has been distributed to Pune. So it is coming CGST, SGST, IGST. From ineligible credit, same form you will distribute ineligible credit. This is proper bifurcation, but this is interstate branch, so distributed in form of IGST. Even after CGST milega, SGST milega, but when you distribute it, it will be distributed in form of IGST because it is an interstate branch and the head office and branch is in different state. And what about input? अरे input के लिए you cannot claim, you cannot distribute the credit because ISD का concept is not for distribution of credit. Input service का credit Chennai and Bengaluru, so I have distributed only in Chennai and Bengaluru based on the turnover. That was an important concept with respect to ISD. Now this is not a separate question. I have taken this question only for this 2 point that if you have been given any debit note or credit note in the question, so credit note means liability for you. You have to pay something, that is credit note, and debit note is asset for you. So debit note will also be distributed in same way as well as your credit note will also be distributed in same way. Now this belongs to only one branch, so it has been specifically given to that branch. And by CGST, SGST being in same state है तो properly हमने इसको क्या कर दिया distribute कर दिया and rest debit note is your asset for you, so that is distributed again in the form of on the basis of turnover. Understood that thing? Now this question is again a good question, that is simply to calculate GST liability. You are required to only calculate what? GST liability. Now in this question you have to understand one thing, the person is a registered supplier. Now where they have registered that is not given, but the person that is supplier is a registered supplier. What he does, he provides repair services. He is engaged in providing the services related to repair. For the purpose of repair, he uses this mobile workshop. Mobile workshop means this is a truck. Okay, this is a truck that is having all repair related things, and it goes from one place to another for the repair. And it takes only those inputs that are required for repair. Repair के लिए जो सामान जरूरी है, whatever things are needed, it takes only that things, and वही क्या होती है, transport होती है from one place to another. now there is a clarification कि ये जो ट्रक है, ट्रक अगर कन्वेंस एक प्लेस से एक प्लेस पे जाता है, if conveyance goes from one place to another, that is interstate supply. But this conveyance का कोई supply थोड़ी ना, clarification has been given कि this is not a supply. As well as clarification दिया है, the things that you are taking in this truck, whatever storage or things you are taking in this, that is also not what, that is also not a supply. Why? Because ये supply का intention नहीं है, यहाँ पे कोई consideration नहीं है, तो this is not a supply. But if for whatever repair services has been provided, you generate invoice for that repair service, so on that GST would be liable. अब now understand one thing, that is one clarification, but another clarification states that is about deemed establishment, deemed distinct establishment. Now they say if you are sending this truck for repair purpose to your own establishment, to your own branch somewhere. So when you are sending this to your own branch, in such a case, without consideration, you are sending, without consideration, you are giving services to your own establishment, without consideration, you are giving input to your own your own establishment. And as per Schedule 1, when to a deemed distinct person or related party you are giving without consideration, that is deemed supply. So in such case, when the truck is being sent to own premises, in such case, own premises, you are sending schedule 1 will get attracted, because even without consideration you are providing the repairs, etc. That will be chargeable to tax because it is considered as supply as per schedule number 1. As per schedule number 1, it is considered to be supply. But ma'am, if I am sending it to other plants, that means client को if you are sending without without consideration, ये जो input है यहाँ पे, see, अब infuse होता है कि यहाँ पे but is also getting transferred. And there is standalone machine is also going to the client place for the purpose of repair. So if you are giving client place without consideration, आप send कर रहे हो कि भाई use this machine for the purpose of repair. Repair is a service, but machine use पे देना, giving usage पे machine you are giving on usage, but you are giving without consideration, you are giving to whom? अनरिलेटेड पार्टी, तो वो तो शेड्यूल 1 में कवर ही नहीं है. शेड्यूल 1 कवर करता है रिलेटेड पार्टी, डिस्टिंक्ट पर्सन को कवर करता है. इट डज नॉट कवर अदर देन रिलेटेड पार्टी, डिस्टिंक्ट पर्सन टू हुम विदाउट कंसिडरेशन थिंग्स आर बीइंग गिवन. So in such a case, when you give this on location, yes, you are eligible for tax. Yes, you are what? Eligible for tax. Not on truck. Obviously, truck तो clearly बोला है कि truck is not a supply. But whatever input that are used in repair, उस पे तो टैक्स लगेगा as per schedule 1 because it is to deemed distinct person. But what ma'am if I am giving to client, client पे नहीं लगेगा because the input you are sending to the place of client just for the purpose of repair. Suppose screwdriver I have said that is for the purpose of repair, तो नहीं लगेगा because that client is not my related party or deemed distinct person. But whatever invoice I generate, तो invoice पे तो properly I will be liable to GST because that is the repair services you are providing. For the repair services, yes, GST will be there. Are you getting? So this was the question that was specifically related to your, that the person is a team separate person because your own establishment, that is the team supply. As per value of supply, what would be the value? You have to tell place of supply, right? Tamil Nadu. You are registered in Bangalore. You are giving the supply to Tamil Nadu, your own branch. It is considered as an interstate supply. Then you have to give what? See, then it is given to client. So in case of client, when you are giving to someone who is not your deemed distinct person and without consideration, it is outside the preview of supply only. Are you getting? Then repair services that you give for repair service, always, obviously it is a service that you are providing, but whatever invoice would be generated, that would be liable to GST. I hope I have made it pretty much clear to you. Now, this question number 43 that I have kept for do it your own. At least one question you should do by your own. So I find this a good question. So please kindly do this question by your own on Calci. At least मैंने इतने concept तो समझा दिए हैं. I have made you understand that you would be able to manage these things. Point number one is always calculate your electronic credit ledger का IT text, whatever is going to the electronic credit ledger. Then calculate your common credit, and then third your output tax liability and adjust accordingly. I have already told कि output tax liability में forward basis पे liability, RCM basis की liability, and whatever was reversal, these three things will form your output tax liability. For common credit, you have to always remember the reversal. Okay. And for input also, input that you go gets on the basis of forward mechanism, and what you have paid on the basis of reverse charge, that will be total your input. That I have already told it to you. Now my next question is about, yeah. Now my next question is about this, a very good question about the composition supplier. About composition supplier, see, when my composition supplier is not liable to get the composition scheme and have to shift to section number 9, that is normal scheme, then turnover cross 1.5 crore, right? So in this question, they have given you the details of the turnover of the person. They have given what? The detail of the turnover of the person, and they want you to calculate the tax liability of this composition supplier. Now, in this case, they have two product, Q and P are two product. P is taxable and Q is exempt product. See, for the purpose of calculating till when the person was liable to get registered under composition, I have to check the date when he turnover will cross 1.5 crore, right? मुझे ये चेक करना पड़ेगा कि उसका टर्नओवर 1.5 करोड़ कब क्रॉस करेगा. So when the turnover is crossing 1.5 crore, after that he will be covered into normal provision. उसके बाद वो क्या हो जाता है? Normal provisions में cover हो जाता है. Now see, for the purpose of calculating this 1.5 crore, that is aggregate turnover. That is what aggregate turnover. I will take taxable as well as exempt supply both. That means turnover of P as well as turnover of Q both will be taken together for calculating this aggregate turnover. Now check. P and Q both are first quarter turnover दिया यहाँ पे they have given second quarter turnover. Now do not make a mistake of taking this. They are saying stock as on date पे closing stock they have given. They have not given you the turnover over there. Turnover here they have given. So can I check P plus this overall total, is it crossing my 1.5 crore till the second quarter ka end? Can I check till the second quarter ka end, is it crossing? So do with me 70 lakh plus 30 lakh plus your 3465, is it crossing? No. राइट नाउ अगर मैं इनको टोटल करती हूँ तो ये क्रॉस नहीं कर रहा है टिल द सेकंड टर्नओवर. दैट मींस टिल सेकंड टर्नओवर माय टैक्स लायबिलिटी विल बी कैलकुलेटेड as I am a composition dealer. But now see, after second turnover they have given date of your turnover for P and Q. First of all, what was your total? 70 plus 30 plus this on in that total, add this thing, add this much, and add this much. You will find after on 3rd of October they have crossed the limit. That means 1.5 has been crossed on 3rd of December, 3rd of October 2021. That means the person is not eligible to claim. He is not eligible to claim what? Composition scheme. From now onwards he will be converted into normal taxable person. Now this composition dealer, till that time April to October he has paid certain GST, gross goods transport agency का freight, and when he is paying good transport agency का freight, in such a case good transport agency के freight में what will be coming? Do you remember composition scheme overrides everything? Section number 9, that is your reverse charge mechanism. वो reverse charge mechanism को override नहीं करता है, मतलब reverse charge mechanism available है. That means for this 7 months he is paying 1,40,000 as a freight. On this 1,40,000 reverse charge mechanism will be applicable. That is 2.5% and 2.5% because, as you know, goods transport agency 2.5%. See, already given 2.5, 2.5% he has to pay the tax. अब इसमें एक चीज ध्यान रखो, equally in equal amount. I have already said कि every month equal amount का freight pay होता है. That means can I do 1,40,000 divide by 7 for 1 month का freight, because my composition dealer pays quarterly tax. So can I do like this 1,40,000 divide by 7 into 3? That means I will get first quarter ka what is the tax liability of freight. Then second quarter ka what is the tax liability of freight? Can I do so? So I will be doing it in the question right now only. And then they say, assume that the goods for which freight is paid on 10th of the month are transported between 11 and 10th of the month. Whatever you transport from 11 to 20th, you have to pay on 10th of the month. So on 10th of the month you pay. पहले you have to pay. Earlier you have to pay. ठीक है, advance payment कर देते हो 11 से 20 तक whatever is going to be transported. Now remember, in case of October में I'm already getting covered under the normal provision. So you pay on 10th, but already on 10th of October I am covered under normal provision. That means afterward from 10th to on 10th whatever you are paying till 20th, that will be covered under my normal provision, not under composition. So why I'm telling you, because this wala tax liability I will not include because I have to specifically calculate for the composition supply. Tax I have to calculate for the composition supply. Then some special packing related things have been given, but they have no use in this question. So I'm skipping that part for the time being. See, what they have given, they have calculated first of all your turnover. When it exceeds 1.5 crores, we find that on 3rd of October, this crosses the 1.5 crores. That means you are ineligible for ineligible for reverse charge mechanism now. However, in your aggregate turnover, you cannot include the turnover on the basis of which reverse charge mechanism pe tax you are paying. Why you are paying reverse charge mechanism? Other business that did the supply. That is not your supply. So do not include the inward supply on which RCM basis pay you are paying the taxes. That is a basic thing you need to understand at this point. I am going fast. I cannot elaborate things much right now here. मैं linkage बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं दे सकती हूँ for the timing that I provide in class, because already our video got wasted yesterday और मुझे वो चीज़ अच्छी नहीं लगी. तो I want कि तुम्हें ये एटलीस्ट चीज़ें पता होनी चाहिए while solving question. That will really help you a lot. So please do understand कि मैं कुछ भी skip नहीं कर रही हूँ. I'm not skipping things, but I need to be diligent over here. I have to give the concepts only, right? चलो, तो output tax liability I'm calculating for composition scheme. Now, was my composition dealer a manufacturer, a wholesaler? What was he? He was a wholesaler. That means 0.5%, 0.5% of what taxable turnover I have to calculate tax. Remember the rates. So 0.5%, 0.5% on taxable value पे you have to pay. That means only P पे you will be paying the taxes. Q is exempt, right? That because in case of trader only taxable goods you take. You have to pay the tax. I hope you know that. Now, this is quarter one, quarter two. Why you have taken quarter wise? Because composition pays the tax quarter wise only. So first quarter ka, second quarter ka turnover, and then third quarter ka turnover. This is the turnover where you have. This is the turnover till when you were having only 1.5 crore. Again coming to this 1.5 crore. See, this I can include, but I cannot include overall this turnover because I have to check only up to 1.5 crore. Only up to 1.5 crore I will include this, and therefore this is coming to be 1,75,000. All these are paid on 0.5%, and as well as my reverse charge mechanism that I am paying, that is also my liability. Remember, output tax liability forward as well as your reverse charge liability. So for reverse charge liability for 3 months, have calculated. Again for 3 months break I have calculated, but here you will be covered under normal provision. 2.5, 2.5%. This is coming to be your overall liability that you have to pay. Are you getting? That was something I was trying to explain. Composition was a very good question, so you should do that thing. Now, this is a very, 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 very good question. Understand one thing. Again, you have to calculate for liability. Now you are required to calculate the tax liability. In such a case, what you are required to do? Now, this person, Rajesh Rana, he is registered where? He is registered in Rajasthan. Person is registered where? He is registered in Rajasthan. And all the three taxable products. He is having what? All three taxable products, that is N and O. All these are taxable products. N is under reverse charge. This N is what? Under reverse charge. So he is having reverse charge on this N. So whenever a product is liable to be taxed on the basis of reverse charge concept, do you remember this is considered to be an exempt supply. This is what an exempt supply, that means no tax will be, no output tax liability on N will be there. So they want me to calculate GST liability. For GST liability, obviously I will calculate my output liability. So output liability, 14 lakh ka liability will be there. 14 lakh पे whatever is the percentage of tax, right? The percentage has been given 12 and 8%. For your goods it is 12% and for service 18%. So can I calculate 14 lakh at 12%? And no tax will be there because it is reverse charge mechanism. OP again I will calculate 12%. Then on M export IGST you are paying. So when you are paying IGST, yes, I will be taking it as an output tax liability. Then okay, letter of undertaking you are giving the export. No, I will not take it like here. Consultation service you are giving letter of undertaking. I will not take it because it is supply using letter of undertaking, so there is no output tax liability. Okay, now this is important. You are selling the building. Now, sale of building, am I liable to get tax at GST? Not at all, because schedule number 3, sale of building is neither supply of goods nor supply of service. Now, interest received, I have received interest from bank deposits. That is exempt, if you know, that is an exempt nature ka thing. Interest received is exempt. From sale of shares, shares are security, neither supply of goods nor supply of service. No output tax liability over here. Are you getting this thing? Do not think here is बहुत simple question है. No, you will find some tricks over here. तो अभी focus करना. Ma'am, legal service we have received from advocate. So, a registered business entity receiving legal service, that is covered under reverse charge mechanism. So, your 3,50,000 ka service is covered under reverse charge mechanism. That means you are eligible to pay the tax on the basis of reverse charge mechanism. At the same time, whatever tax you will be paying, you are eligible for ITC also. तुम क्या हो ITC के लिए eligible. And we have certain common credit on input and input service. Whenever you have common credit, always the point of reversal is there. Whenever common credit is there, always the point of reversal is there. So you have common credit. 35 lakh with respect to, it is not credit. It is the value they have given for input, and for input we will calculate 12% as the credit, and for input service 80% we will take, and we will calculate input for the input service. So this is the common credit that you will find that you are having. See, am I having the common credit? See, yes. Common credit, how you have calculated based on 35 lakh ka 12% and 15 lakh ka 8%. This is your common credit. And whatever common credit you have to do certain reversal. But ma'am, reversal needs exempt supply. So you know, in exempt supply there you have done what? For the exempt supply you have done point number 1, that was your sale of lands, sale of building. You have done what? Sale of building. You have also done sale of shares. So sale of building, sale of shares, this is nothing but your exempt nature ka supply. Okay. Now, is it I have to just total that? No. Remember one thing. Whenever you want to do reversal and it is your land or building, The land on building value you will calculate based on your stamp duty. How on stamp duty? In my question, they have given stamp duty, they have paid 2,50,000. And this 2,50,000 is whatever was the value, 2% was 2,50,000. That means, can I do 2,50,000 ka divide by 2%, so I will get the value of land. So this is the value of land. You cannot take 120 lakh as the value of land that has been given over here. See, here they have given 120 lakh ka land, doesn't matter. Why doesn't matter? Because this is not to be covered over here. क्योंकि यहाँ पे हमको रिवर्सल के लिए स्पेसिफिकली स्टैम्प ड्यूटी के बेसिस पे वैल्यू चेक करना होता है. Ma'am, now sale of security, they are giving 2,50,000. No, it is 1%. Whenever it is security, you have to take 1% of the security as a value for your exempt supply. So 1% is coming to be this. तो ये दो तो हो गई मेरी क्या वैल्यू ऑफ द सप्लाई फॉर एग्जेम्प्ट. Now, remember, whatever product you give on reverse charge mechanism पे, I sell N and N is covered under reverse charge mechanism. If you remember, that was also my exempt supply. So this is my exempt supply. I have my common credit. What is my common credit? That is 6,90,000 is my common credit. Can I calculate the reversal? So yes, you can calculate the reversal, and this is coming to be the reversal. So how much I have to pay? At least after reversal, you are required to pay Wait, after reversal, see, this was the amount you are required to pay, that is tax liability that I have already explained what is to be included, what is not to be included. This is your outward tax liability. Then this was your input credit and we have done reversal of the input credit. So how much am I required to pay? See, common credit, that is 6,90,000, and also you have credit in your electronic credit ledger that you have paid on the basis of RCM. So this is the total credit available for you. They just want to know one thing, ki what is the reversal. We have told what is the reversal, what is the ITC in your credit ledger. So 6,90,000 as well as whatever you paid on RCM basis, that is also eligible for ITC. So this is the reversal concept, and I have told GST payable. I have told the entire GST payable. Now see, this is 3,18,000 my GST payable. This is legal service that I have taken. I have to pay GST. Total GST is this much. I was having overall credit 6,90,000 plus 63,000 ka reverse charge mechanism ka ITC, but this was the reversal. The reversal to be calculated only on common credit. Don't make this mistake of calculating a reversal on entire total ITC. Okay. After reversal, I am having this much of the amount in my ITC. The rest is this that I have to pay in my cash ledger. From my cash ledger, I will be paying that. I hope this question has been helpful for you. Again, I have put this question, that is question number 54 for do it your own. These two questions only you have to do it your own, because that will give you a ache. Again, letter of undertaking concepts have been taken over here. Sale of security concept have been taken over here. That will help you. See, again, building receipt, whatever it is elementary, but every concept that we have discussed again covered over here. Now coming to the last question, that is related to Mr. Rishi, a registered supplier. He is registered where? In Maharashtra. Now the person is where? Registered in Maharashtra. This person supplies computers. This person is engaged in supplying computers. Now first adjustment they say, when he has purchased this computers from an unregistered person. So Mr. Rishi has purchased from unregistered person computers. Now when he purchased from unregistered person, has he paid GST? No ma'am, he has not paid GST. That means when no GST is paid, no ITC would have been claimed. जब GST पे ही नहीं किया तो ITC claim करेगा वो? No ma'am, no ITC would have been claimed. In such a case, when he will be supplying the goods, when he will be what supplying the goods, is he eligible for any ITC? No ma'am, he is not eligible for any ITC because he has not even paid GST at the time of purchase. So here we are saying he has given without consideration this computer to brother-in-law, and brother-in-law is a related person. So without consideration, that means when schedule 1 will be attracted. Schedule 1 says if you and transfer anything without consideration to related party. But this anything is your business asset. So when I transfer my business asset without to any person, and here in any person related person is also included, so without consideration if I transfer, but I have not taken itc on that asset. So schedule 1 says on such asset itc should have been availed, and on such asset I have not availed itc. So as per schedule 1 this is not at all a supply, because यहाँ पे condition ही comply नहीं हो रही. If you are giving your business asset to person on such asset, ICC should have been availed. तो ये supply तो है, ठीक है, but supply क्यों नहीं हो पा रहा है? क्योंकि business asset you are transferring and on such asset no ICC have been paid. Here you are not eligible for the, you are not considering it as a supply due to this reason, because ये schedule 1 की condition comply नहीं कर रहा. Now on consignment basis पे I have sent computers. 10 laptops I have sent on consignment basis in state of Maharashtra. It is a normal supply. On the instruction of third person. And bill to ship to means no issue in that. Normal है. You have to write it down. Place of bill to ship to model. Then counting service has been provided to a registered person. When you provide stock counting service to a registered person, is it a specific service that is covered under section number 12? No. It is a general service, so section number 12 subsection 2 will be applicable for such general services. So for such general services, when section number 12 subsection 2 is applicable, so what is the rule for that? Location of such person. Now location of such person. Now the short-term services provided at a fixed establishment that is in Mumbai. The location of such this fixed establishment. See, this is a destination that has been given for recipient in your study mat. Now I cannot go in detail, but understand if you have fixed establishment, that is the location of recipient, that is the location of such person. So it is Mumbai. Now you are also registered in Maharashtra and Mumbai, same state, that is it is intrastate supply. So it is intrastate supply, you have to mention the place of supply over here in this question. Then we are providing on rent. Rent पे we are providing apartments, apartments for residential purpose. Many of the students make this mistake, like residential purpose लिखा नहीं कि you have exempted this. But understand this is not the residential dwelling that has been given for the residential purpose. This is service apartment given on daily basis. That is, it is more of hotels and inns. That means daily basis पे hotels वगैरह जाते हैं ना residential purpose के लिए. Service apartment. So yes, it is taxable. You have to tax it. Ma'am, recovery agency service we are providing bank reverse charge mechanism. And for that reverse charge mechanism, it will also be available to you. Why? Because whatever you pay, you are eligible for. Then invert, sorry, invert supply, you have some computer accessories from Korea. Even from Korea, I am getting all credit over there. So there is no new point over here. Now one important point that is how this GTA. Again you are paying GTA, you are availing the services of GTA, and GTA is registered, and they are charging to 5%. That means reverse charge. You are paying for reverse charge basis 1 lakh of 5%, 5,000 you have to pay on the basis of reverse charge, and you will not be eligible for ITC in this case. If you remember the overall concept, you will understand that if you are paying on 5%, then no ITC will be available. But in case of this recovery, you are not paying. That सामने वाला person is paying. This is 2 lakh का exempt supply. That means if you have common credit, here reversal will be needed, and here you are not eligible for any ITC, because the concept itself says the यहाँ पे अगर आपने 5% पे तो ITC will not be available. Now you got certain 15 invoices for IGST was 1 lakh. Overall 15 invoices. Do not do like this 15 into 1 lakh blunder. 15 invoices पे overall IGST is going to be 1 lakh for the current month. Just got the invoice. Can I claim the ITC? No. Only ITC of the invoices that has been uploaded by the supplier, you are eligible for that only. And the supplier uploaded certain invoice, out of that uploaded invoice, uska 5% you can take for the invoices that has not been uploaded. Remember, you can claim the ITC. That is the concept. Now, in my case, you got 15 invoices, but they have given here only the out of 15, 12 has been uploaded, and that has a value of 95,000 ka IGST. That means overall 95,000 pe I will be claiming the ITC, and 95,000 uploaded का 5% I will claim ITC. So 95,000 coming to be 4750. Can I total 95,000 plus 4750? It is coming 99750. That is less than 1 lakh. क्योंकि मुझे ये भी देखना होता है whatever I am eligible for, whatever I am getting after this percent should not be greater. So 99750 is less, so I can claim entire 99750 का ITC over here because it is not exceeding 1 lakh. I hope this concept you know, and if you are not getting this concept, तो एटलीस्ट टेलीग्राम पे यू कैन आस्क मी, तो ये वाला कॉन्सेप्ट मैं बता दूंगी क्योंकि 101% ये कॉन्सेप्ट आने ही वाला है, हमेशा आता है, इसमें कोई सोचने वाली बात ही नहीं है. नाउ turnover not relevant for me. Now they are saying he has availed services at interstate and flexible value 4 lakh. 18% was the tax. Transaction was liable for GST under reverse charge. He has availed reverse charge mechanism के basis पे that transaction was eligible for tax, but the person has not paid the dues for the services for 180 days also. 180 days हो गए, but he has not paid the dues for the service. Can I do the reversal of ITC? Not at all, because when it is RCM basis, 180 day का concept not applicable. When it is schedule 1 के basis पे you are getting tax, 180 days का concept not applicable. Remember that concept again from your ITC chapter. And so here, even though it is such, but I'm not eligible for reversal of ITC because the concept is not applicable since we have already added. Then he has some goods of 1 lakh is job work. जॉब वर्कर को केरला में ही हैज सेंड द गुड्स, केरला में आई हैव सेंड द गुड्स टू द जॉब वर्कर एंड जॉब वर्कर डायरेक्टली सप्लाई माय गुड्स फ्रॉम केरला टू महाराष्ट्र का पर्सन. नाउ आई एम हियर इन महाराष्ट्र, द जॉब वर्कर इज सप्लाइंग टू एक्चुअली महाराष्ट्र का पर्सन ओनली. तो डू नॉट कंसिडर इट एज कि मैम केरला से महाराष्ट्र गया तो ये इंटरस्टेट सप्लाई नहीं. यू आर द रजिस्टर्ड पर्सन, आपने जॉब वर्कर को एज अ रजिस्टर्ड पर्सन रखा होगा, he has supplied directly, so it is again considered to be a intrastate supply only. ये चीज याद रखना, definitely याद रखना. Okay, so this is considered to be an intrastate supply. Then एडवांस पे नो टैक्सेस आर देयर, यू नो, एज पर द अमेंडमेंट एडवांस पे कोई टैक्सेस नहीं होते हैं. नाउ वी आर रिक्वायर्ड टू कैलकुलेट जीएसटी लायबिलिटी. देन आई से वी हैव डन ऑल दिस थिंग बाय कंप्यूटर and with respect to your purchase and brother-in-law. No, why? Because it is not supply. Laptop wala was a normal provision, it is supply. Software, it is intrastate based on the concept we has already understand. Renting service, it is flexible. Recovery agent, it is reverse charge mechanism का concept. So here you will not be applying this, and it is an exempt nature. So see, reversal will be based on this only. Where is my reversal? Let me check. Reversal. This reversal is based on this 2 lakh only. Let me check this 12 wala. Note you will find. See, 12 wala. This 2 lakh is my exempt supply. My total turnover is this. On the basis of when my total turnover is itna, my overall ITC is itna. So my exempt turnover, what is my ITC? Can I calculate? Yes, I will be able to reverse. Can you calculate the overall total टर्नओवर ऑल्सो? तो टर्नओवर तो तुम कैलकुलेट कर सकते हो ना. आई होप इतना मुझे अभी बताने की जरूरत नहीं है कि व्हाट इज टू बी इंक्लूडेड इन द टर्नओवर एट दिस स्पेस ऑफ टाइम. ठीक है, चलो. देन कहाँ गया हमारा, या सप्लाई, सप्लाई टू द जॉब वर्कर प्रीमाइस. Why CGST, SGST? Remember, I have told na ki even from Kerala, but you are in Maharashtra, and that has person is also provided to the Maharashtra person. So it is interesting. Ma'am, RCM payment not made in 180 days. No output tax liability needed. Is not applicable. This is your payable. Ma'am, input credit what I am. Remember 90. See, for Korean you will get 90,000 overall. इंपोर्ट किया है आईजीएसटी पे किया है मिलेगा then for IGST and other parties remember 95,000 for the upload basis and for not uploaded for 5% so total this we can claim and ma'am reverse charge mechanism पे I have paid 5,000 and that is there तो ये एंटायर आपको क्या मिलेगा आईटीसी इधर आ जाएगा तो दिस आईटीसी वुड बी देयर नाउ सी I should not point out this thing at this point of time, but हमारा जो concept is itself बोलता है कि ITC is not eligible if 5% पे you are paying the tax, but they have considered blindly you have to consider this thing. Now, can I do the set off? ये रिवर्सल कर दिया इतना मेरे पास है तो व्हाट इज माय आईजीएसटी की लाइबिलिटी माय आईजीएसटी की लाइबिलिटी इज इतना एंड आई हैव इतना क्रेडिट आफ्टर सेट ऑफ आई एम लेफ्ट विद दिस can I use it for first CGST and then for IGST after usage this is that you have to pay through the electronic credit ledger this is that you have to pay through electronic credit ledger I just want to read this working note 8 clarification purpose see GTA pay. Road transport undertaken GTA. Instead of 12%, they have charged 5%, so that is reverse charge mechanism. But they have just given credit, so you should also give the credit for the time being. For further clarification, अभी तो ये कोई clarification हो नहीं सकता है, तो it's okay. You will get the do the credit, ये आप दे देना. So this is all with respect to your ITC के entire questions that I have covered. Hopefully it was helpful and literally I was disheartened last day because मुझे बिल्कुल अच्छा नहीं लग रहा था कि I have recorded everything and that was just पता नहीं कैसे वॉइस फ्लक्चुएशन एंड ऑल दैट हैपन सो आई नो हो गया लेकिन दिस विल हेल्प यू अलॉट प्लीज इसको एटलीस्ट अगर आईटीसी के क्वेश्चन नहीं किए तो इसको 1.75 की स्पीड पे कंपल्सरी टू वॉच इट इज जस्ट कंपल्सरी टू वॉच ओके सो ऑल द बेस्ट एंड हैव अ ग्रेट एग्जाम एग्जाम के बाद जो होगा रिजल्ट अपने आप देखेगा अभी तुम्हारा प्रोसेस का टाइम है तो फोकस ऑन प्रोसेस एंड ऑल द बेस्ट विशेस फॉर यू